removing excess duty from bottled water. Sawa sawa. On virtual assets, what we are doing is to change from defining virtual asset provider and calling it virtual asset service provider, because we must add that service. Some people, when you leave out that service, they are transacting in virtual assets, but they will tell you, I'm not a provider, I'm a service provider, I'm just providing the service. So we want to cure that. The tax is already there on virtual assets. What we are trying to do is to clarify, make it clear that a service provider is the same thing as a provider. I'm trying to check which one again is controversial. The issue of Mitumba has been talked about. It is not in the bill, but we had actually proposed it. The Mitumba people came to us at the Treasury, and I had a meeting with them on 6th of November last year. And they requested me that they have too many taxes. From the point when they bring their bales, their containers, they are asked too many taxes. When they come to Gikomba to sell, there are taxes. When the same clothes are taken to Kibuye market in Kisumu, other taxes. When they are finally sold in the local market, there are taxes. And they also complain that KRA staff are chasing them, asking them for income tax. So they said, what is all this? We can't even hire accountants. We don't have that capacity. Make it simple. And simplification of tax is one of the principles of taxation. So I put them together with my team here. They looked at how best to tax this sector. And we said, VAT, we will tax only once. So you don't have VAT downstream. When you import, we tax you there, and that is the final tax on VAT. And then we say, instead of chasing you around, asking you how much profit did you make, we presume 5% of the value of your goods to be profit, and we tax it at 30%, which is 1.5%, and then that is the final tax. No one will again come back to you. Yeah, I think people are getting tired. But let me conclude. In a nutshell, there is no more taxes on Mitumba. In fact, have you checked? The Mitumba people have not been complaining. The people who have been complaining are people on social media who are not involved in Mitumba business. They are the ones complaining. But the real Mitumba people who met me, they are not complaining. So, ladies and gentlemen, look, there is nothing that is always, which is produced by a human being that can ever be perfect. But we have really tried to make sure that this finance bill is good. We didn't want to again lead Kenyans to the path that Kenyans went through in 2024. And it is my prayer and hope that we get sober, we be humble, and we humble ourselves and objectively assess, read, interpret the finance bill. Where you don't understand, some of us are available. We will explain. I wanted to address some of the questions. Can I get that book? A few questions were directed at me. Let me just take like 3 or so minutes to go through them. I think when you asked me about dual assessment of taxes, from self-assessment to dual assessment, it is true we are proposing to have dual assessment of taxes. Why? Because we feel Kenya Revenue Authority over the years has been very lazy. You cannot sit back and wait for people to be declaring what they have earned, their returns. Yes, let them do that, but you should also have a way of assessing how much I should pay. Give me that assessment, I will respond to you. It is not that when you give me the assessment, that becomes a tax. Kenya Revenue Authority, it happens everywhere in the world, will now be assessing and saying, this is the tax you owe. And if you feel that is too little, you'll say, no, you are wrong. I should pay you more. This is the tax that I owe you. Yeah? And I don't see anything wrong with that, unless it is just that we don't want also to be. But again, the burden of proof can never be shifted to KRA. You know, you're the taxpayer by the end of the day. You have a contract. KRA is a collecting agent. You have a contract with your government. And that is why you demand. That's why you go to the streets when services are not provided. Because you have a contract with the government. So because you have a contract with the government, the burden should fall on you. It's you to tell KRA that no, what you are saying is not correct. This is what I owe. So the burden, in my view, shouldn't shift. It should remain with the taxpayer. There was also something about when tax has been assessed and KRA has said you owe us this much, and then you run to the tribunal, because those are provisions that are provided in law. You go to the tribunal and you contest it. If you win the case, you don't pay the tax. If you lose the case and you decide to appeal, if the court gives you a stay order, you will not pay. But if the court has not given you a stay order, it should not be automatic that you cannot pay the tax. You should pay, because court has not given you a stay order. There are people who just run to appeal when they know they can never win the case, to delay paying tax. We want to try to remove such people and say, if you have not convinced the court to give you a stay order, then you should pay the tax as you await the determination of the case. But if you get a stay order, you don't pay the tax, you wait until determination. I think there was a question on bad debt relief. I think I answered that. The bad debt, actually we are making it better. Last year, I think in 2024, we brought an amendment that reduced the period for bad debt relief from the previous 3 to 2 years. We have since seen that from the players in the industry, especially the banking sector, they have complained, and we are reversing that. On animal feeds, the reason why we are removing from zero rating to exempt is as follows. You know, many people don't understand the difference between exempt and zero rating. This is the difference. If, for example, you are making a chair like this, there are things that go into making that chair. We have the wood or the timber, we have the nails, we have the glue and everything else. Those are called inputs. Then you make the chair. So if this chair is exempt from tax, it simply means that when you are selling the chair after you have made it, you don't charge tax on it. But all the inputs, the glue, the timber, the nails, you pay tax on it. And that tax, you will not claim it back because it is exempt. But if it is zero rated, the chair, you will not pay tax. Anyone buying the chair will not pay tax. But the person who manufactured the chair also now will claim any tax that they paid for glue, for timber, for nails. And that is why zero-rated commodities are usually supposed to be, and I want to use the word deliberately, supposed to be cheaper. However, we have noticed that people, business people in Kenya, and I think many countries, are dishonest. They will bring claims for refunds which are not genuine. And it happens even with the animal feeds. So what we have decided to do is, instead of zero-rating animal feeds, to reduce the tax claim, we are exempting them, so there will be no claim on input. But we have gone a step further to also exempt the inputs, so that you are not paying tax on the inputs and you don't pay tax on the outputs, so it will be neutral. So the effect is actually basically neutral. That is what we are trying to do, trying to remove possibility. If you look at the tax refunds, which go to Kenya Revenue Authority every year, my friend, it is alarming. And it is what is making us now look for more money, because we are paying so much money outside. And we are paying to crooks, thieves, people who have not done anything. There are what we call missing traders. Someone tells he has invoices, real, which he was given as he was buying things. And you trace those invoices, you'll never find any company. Someone tells you, I'm Mr. Odongo, and I bought from Njuguna these items which I've already sold. So I need to be refunded. You look for Njuguna in this country, you will never find Njuguna. Those are what we call missing traders. And there are many. And you make Kenya Revenue Authority be fighting and chasing all over the place, looking for thieves, people who have been filing returns as missing traders. And you know what? When Kenya Revenue Authority, some staff of Kenya Revenue Authority goes and finds there's no Njuguna, they ask you, how much did you make? 1 million, give me 200,000. Na inaishia hapo. Tukiwa all that, we are saying, why don't we exempt these commodities? We remove the issue of tax refunds. There will be no Njuguna to look for. There will be no Dongo to arrest. There will be no KRA staff to come and cut deals with you. Is that a bad idea? To me, it's a good one. I have talked about Mitumba. Content creation was explained very well by Faith. Excise duty was explained. And I agree, excise duty works best when it targets luxury goods. Phone, I have explained. Sini mnamaliza tu. HELB, let me maybe wind up by talking something about HELB. Higher Education Loans Board, we are working on how to make some reforms in Kenya, Higher Education Loans Board, to make it self-sustaining and to be able to support all students. And we will make announcements soon once we do that, we finish that. In fact, we are even thinking, why is it that we have to have the students to be the ones taking loans? Some of our parents can take loans on our behalf. Why don't we have options? You click, you go there, say, do you want to take it as a student or your parent? If your parent, for example, yes, if your parent, for example, there are parents ambao wako na uwezo, but because of pressure, maybe ako na shida zingine, they cannot pay for you fees at that time. And they want to be the one taking loan and paying on your behalf. Why can't we allow your parents to take the loan on your behalf and pay it? You don't want that. You want to be the ones taking loans. But then we are saying we will have options for you. If you want to take it as a student, you take. If you want to take it, allow your parent, father or mother, your parent takes. You want to be the only ones taking loan. I think this is a conversation we'll have. Probably you will be convinced more when we discuss this. But what we are saying, we need reforms under Higher Education Loans Board. We are receiving so much money under Education Loans Board. We can use that money in a way that would generate enough resources to finance more students. Because at the moment, with 56 billion per year, we will not be financing all of you. We must be more creative. We must look for ways of how to leverage this fund and create more funds in the pool for you to be able to borrow. I can see you are protective of your parents, but I will tell you there are some parents in this country who are allowing their students to take help, yet they should be paying school fees for their children. And it is not fair. I remember one time one of my nieces told me she had applied for Higher Education Loans Board, and I'm the one who took her for parallel degree program. And they don't even tell us. You discover very late that they have also come. And by the way, they get the loan. It is not fair. I was not amused. I am a member of parliament, and you are telling me I have taken you to Kenyatta University to do parallel program, and then you apply for Higher Education Loans Board. I am happy now she's paying that herself, but so that she may know that she shouldn't have taken that loan. But look at the child who was denied the opportunity, whose parent, who has no uncle like my niece has, who could pay. So that is why we are saying those parents who have the ability, maybe you have just financial challenges at the moment, it can be a temporary cash flow. Don't have your child apply for Higher Education Loans Board, because Kenya has many children now. The population is growing. We cannot keep pace. Let us focus this money on those students who cannot Some of us, by the way, if it was not for higher education loans, but I would not be standing before you here. My parents could not. I was born when my father was 71 years old. Imagine. And he never, but don't doubt me, I looked like him. You see? Now look, my father is 71 years old. He had never worked anywhere. He had no source of income. It's my mother who was struggling to pay my fees, who was equally not very young. Because I was born when she was already 37 years. Now add to the years when I was in campus. 37 years, add to about 20 something. And you know we were not going to campus when we were young. 23 years, add to 37, that's already 60. That's not a very young girl, isn't it? She's not a young lady, but she was struggling. Now look, if the government of Kenya did not pay my school fees through higher education loans board, our time it was not, I think it was not help. I can't remember what it was. But I got loan. That is how I went to school. In fact, our time it was even better. We were still few. They were still like bribing us to go to school. We were even getting 5,308. Boom. We used to get. I at least got it for 3 years. I was terminated in my final year. I cast, but now I am here. So what I'm saying, why don't we have the children of Kenya who have people around them who can pay their fees, to pay their fees and leave higher education loans board to take care of those who cannot afford. That is the society that we want. This society of free, we should also avoid it at whatever cost. Free. Who is paying for this free thing? Who? It is you. It is you. That is why you go to the market, to the shop, supermarket, and you find the price of sugar is going up. Because we have also to collect something to be able to finance. Why in this country are we paying examination fees for everybody? Why? Which right is it? What the Constitution says, you provide affordable. It is not free. So if I can pay school examination fee, even with my poverty, even with the poverty of my parents, they were able to pay my examination fee. The government did not pay for us. But we should pay for children examination fee who cannot pay examination fee. Not everybody, including the child of the president, if he's doing a Kenya National Examination Council exam, will be paid for. My child today, if he's doing NEC exam, will be paid for examination fee. Why? What is the justification? I think we have a mentality in this country that must be changed. We must use our resources prudently. There are some policies that were made which were populist, should be reversed. And the only problem, where I agree with you, my friend, is when you put discretion, then the people who deserve will miss out. If we could correct that by doing proper mean testing, then we would get it right. But it's a problem. I am just sharing with you that we are adopting a lifestyle that we cannot afford. It's a lifestyle we are collectively adopting as a country, which is very expensive. A lifestyle of thinking that the government can do everything. The government cannot. But the government must intervene for people who cannot afford these services, because they are basic and they are a right. Just like food, you cannot feed every Kenyan. See, the Constitution says the government must make sure there is access to food. It is in the Constitution, Article 43. But we feed everybody. We don't. But we feed those people who cannot afford to feed themselves. That is the same way we should educate children of Kenya who cannot educate, their parents cannot educate them, or people who stay with them cannot. But those who can should pay. Otherwise, the budget will rise to 10 trillion. Nimemaliza. Kama mko na swali muulize. Today sitaki siasa. Leo ni budget na finance bill. Siku ya siasa mtaniita nikuje nichape siasa. Lakini siku ya leo ni budget na finance bill. Ati nini? Mnataka power? Ama mnataka nini? Are there questions? I am taking questions myself. I want some few interventions and be sympathetic to my health. I told you I'm not very so, but umeona mgonjwa hapa ni kama nilisahau nilikuwa mgonjwa kidogo. Your hand was up first. Just one question quickly. Do I really need to sit? Rudisha hiyo huko. Nitasimama hapa bana. I sit a lot. Hiyo maji ndiyo ninataka. Hii maji unawacha ndiyo ninataka hii. Yes, give him the mic.
Okay, thank you. My name is Tony Blair.
Pardon?
My name is Tony Blair Kennedy.
Tony Blair, very good.
Student at Jomo Kenyatta University. So, Mheshimiwa, you have tackled most of the things that have been proposed in the financial bill to 26-27, but I have not had you tackling on the tax rate on rentals, because we as comrades, you get that initially the landlords who are earning appropriately 228,000 to 15 million per month were being taxed 7.5%, but in the next financial bill they should be taxed around 10%. And this is going to affect maybe comrades if perhaps they are going to...
So Tony, I don't even want you to proceed with that, because that is why I'm here. I wanted to correct all the propaganda and fake finance bills. That is not my finance bill. It has no change on the rental income tax. It is 7.5% as it was. Hiyo 10% ni ya Wamunyoro. Endelea. Sema ingine. Sema ingine. Hiyo tu. So there is no more rental income taxes at 7.5%. There is no proposal for 10%. Next. Ni nani? Wewe ulikuja baadaye. Ni wewe. Simama tu. Then I will go the other side.
Thank
and
you.
I also want ladies, bwana. It can't be just bull dance. Endelea.
Thank you so much, Waziri. My name is Gabriel Okola. I come from Kachim Ward in Migori County.
Gabriel?
Yes.
You are my neighbor, eh?
Thank you, exactly. Waziri, I only have one concern. I have loved how you have presented your presentation today. My only concern is from the small businesses that young people run. Waziri, most comrades seated here, majority of them run small businesses, and that is why they are able to afford these clothes they're having today. Otherwise, they were supposed to come here naked. But now, Waziri, how are you going to help these young people who are running small businesses so that they cannot be overtaxed? Then number two, Waziri, today after graduation, most young people are being rejected in the companies and even the government entities because they lack experience. How are you going to help motivate the companies to employ these young people after graduation? How I wish that you can give or provide incentives through the powers conferred within your territory as waziri wa fedha na dhahabu dunia mzima, lakini unafanya Kenya hapa. Please provide incentives so that we can motivate the employment of the young people in this particular country. May God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I think I can take two more.
Bill and budget.
Can we go towards the extreme? We have more mics. If we have more mics, one should be here, another one here, and a third one this side. Yes. So we take that one, then I'll come this side, then I'll come here and finish this side. So we have four more questions. Yes?
Thank you very much, Waziri, for this wonderful moment. I'm called Frederick Zuma, a son of a peasant cobbler trying to survive within the city. My question goes direct to Waziri, because most of the time I spend time with the comrades. But the comrades said that they have no business of going back to the street if only that 500 shillings that is usually being deducted from the second semester exam. So please, Waziri, do something on that 500 shillings from the tax.
Let me get you correctly. There is a 500 that is usually
deducted from second semester. 500 shillings being deducted from...
Give him the mic. 500 shillings?
There is 500 shillings that is usually being deducted from second semester. So most of the time I spend time with the comrades. Comrades assured me that they have no business of going back to the street if only that 500 shillings that is usually being deducted to removed. Thank you, Wazir.
Give the mic here. We don't have any lady interested. Any lady? Yeah, I can see 100.
Thank you so much, Waziri. My name is George Wise, incoming President, Kenyatta University. I only have got one question and one present for you because you are doing a good job. When I was going through the finance bill, I noticed one thing. Most people are just talking about how the tax is going to be collected, but we are failing to talk about what authorizes how that tax is to be spent, and that is the authorization bill. You know it?
Are you talking about the appropriation bill?
Yeah, the appropriation bill, sorry.
Yes.
And then secondly, when I went to do my intern in South Africa, Johannesburg, I noticed one thing.
Yes. No, but he has not said anything.
Yeah.
He's gone for internship in South Africa.
Yeah.
But has he said anything? No. Endelea.
Because I'm a pursuant of medical biochemistry. So in Johannesburg, I bought a watch at 1972 rands. That is roughly 16,800. And I noticed also that you were born in 1972. Currently, I'm driving a small car, a Toyota Allion. Just a minute. Just a minute.
You know, George.
Yes.
I'm almost guessing where you come from.
Yes.
Are you with me in the guesswork? Yeah, but let's allow him to conclude. Yes.
So, and the number plate is KDV 197J. So, just a minute. The reason as to why I've mentioned that being your year of birth, I'd like to gift you this.
Which year?
1972.
No, my year of birth is 1 year earlier.
1 year earlier.
Yes.
But it's within
1971.
Exactly. So
yes.
my issue is
you want to give me the
that I bought at that price.
Okay.
And because the book of
how much runs?
1972.
1972 runs.
Yeah. So being that the book of Proverbs chapter 11:25 talks of the generous people shall inherit favor, I'd like to gift it to you, and while I'll be going back to Thika, tutashukuru sana hiyo fuel kidogo.
So you are giving me the watch, but
no, I'm giving you the watch because of the good work you are doing. Yeah, as a gift. Yes.
And I can see you have won a 3-piece.
Yes.
Now, he's giving me watch as a gift, but I make sure that when he's going back, and you said the watch is how much rand?
1972 rands.
Which is how much in Kenya shilling?
Approximately 16,000 now.
About 16,000.
Yes.
And I make sure that you're a small car.
Yes.
Because you're the one who said it's a small one.
It's a small one. I can't compare it with yours, Waziri.
Okay. So I get you. Thank you very much.
Shukuru sana. Makofi ya Waziri. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. The danger with that is that, Victor, you have to compensate. That is now the problem. So you will make a deal with him. Can we have 2 more? There's a lady there. But there's a lady here. I'll come to the lady and finish there. So can you give that young lady, please give her. Then you come to the lady in green. You come to her. Is this green or light blue? I don't know. This is light. Is it green? Is this color green or blue? Green. You know I'm a man. Then I'll finish with you. We close it there. Yes.
Hello, my name is Faith Karethi. I have a question.
Pardon again?
My name is Faith Karethi. I wanted to ask the budget for education. Last year, we saw on the news that there are many ghost schools that get money that can come and help comrades in university through HELB. What measures are you taking to ensure that the money you're giving the education sector is accounted for to the penny? Yes.
Thank you. That's a good question. Thank you very much. Yes, my sister.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much, CS, for giving us this opportunity to be here. Thank you for explaining into details. At least when we go outside, we know what we are talking about. There was a question that has popped up so many times, just the same way you may explain your nyumba. When we were on the street, there was a question for those who wenye wako kwa mshahara. There were some amendments that were to be made. But
the pay as you earn.
Yeah, pay as you earn.
The one there's Mbadi has backtracked.
Yes, Mbadi has.
Thank you. I will address that.
Yeah, we need an explanation. Ndio isikuje ikaleta shida. And then number 2, we request for empowerment for the young captains. Nairobi County, we are few of us here wenye wamekuja kurepresent wenzetu. We are all inclusive wenye wako university, those who are not in the university. So we are requesting empowerment. We are over, we are our chair hapo. Over 10,000 ladies.
Okay, that's will address. Okay. The last one.
Good evening. I'm Monyango Regan.
Pardon?
I'm Monyango Regan.
Yes.
I come from Gembe Ward, Suba North. Mheshimiwa, we share...
Which ward, Gembe?
Gembe Ward. We share...
You are from Kamreri, or...
Yes.
Orusao.
We share some resources. I'm the border of Suba South and Suba North. My questions comes here, like you see a president has gone in an area and the president has promised roads, like the Nyabera road, you know it. The president will promise a road and it will take more than the time that was placed for it to be completed. What happens? It is the treasury with the problem or the president with the problem. Then
thank you.
The last issue is about the appreciation. For me, I don't have a problem with the finance bill. I believe that the best Raila gave us. Thank you.
I didn't get that last one. You don't have confidence in? Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Nyango. Maybe I indulge you as the last speaker. The gentleman there at the wall. Hey, yes, my sister, my daughter actually, this one.
Comrades Power, Comrades Viva, John Mbadi Viva. Thank you very much for this opportunity. So mine is just an appreciation. I think you can all bear me witness that Waziri is the best performing minister in this government. Secondly, I also want to appreciate him for digesting the finance bill 2026 to us. Lastly, I want to extend an invitation to Waziri. I come from Kericho County, a town called Litein. I think I'm one of the voices from the Rift in this room. So I want to invite Waziri to the Litein Youth Summit that is scheduled for the 22nd of August, and it will be held in Litein Boys High School. Thank you very much, Waziri. My name is Yagon Meshak.
You go and ask him. Yes. You didn't listen, so you go and ask him the date for that function. Last.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Gertrude Lucy Amondi Alwach, widely known as Amondi Juogi. I am the youngest aspirant in the next parliament coming 2027. Today, as a young legislator, I took my time to go through the proposed finance bill. And as a good reader, when you check at the bottom, you find about the fuel annuity fund. I would like to recommend you, CS, because it is being reduced. That means that our motorists would, even the fuel prices will go down. But at the beginning, there is a new definition for royalties. I would like so that you maybe elaborate a little bit more, and even their implementation on tax implementation. Lastly, the last time we had interaction was when we were launching the Comrades Budget Committee, and I asked you about the pension. And today I'm happy that when I went through the proposed finance bill, the pension part has been put as an exemption to as taxpayers. And that one confirms, and I want to confirm to the public that it is true that you listen and you work as you say.
Thank you very much. Now,
lastly, please, Mheshimiwa, I come from Homa Bay Town constituency, and as a young leader, Mheshimiwa, and as a youth leader, my youth sent me to you, Mheshimiwa.
Okay, so.
Okay. Comrades power. Thank you. My youth sent me to you, Mheshimiwa. We are having empowerment programs for youth, and we organize a tournament and even a youth engagement on the date of 23rd and 24th of May. But Mheshimiwa, you understand as youths, we have got challenges, especially financial challenges. I would like to ask for your support and your representation kindly, Mheshimiwa. Thank you.
Now, I was asked a question on, the tax rate on landlords. I think I responded to that immediately. Helping small businesses. I think we have taken some measures even in the past to address issues of small businesses where we have made or tried to make paying tax more simple and affordable. And that is why even the Mitumba people, when they came to me, these are small business people. And I was trying to really help them cut on costs, unnecessary cost of doing business. And that is why we made the proposal. But again, you make some proposal, then you are pushed back. So we will still engage, listen to small businesses. I want to announce here officially that the finance bill is presently undergoing public participation through the National Assembly. Whatever you are not able to address today, you can still address it through the committee of Honorable Kuria, who is the chair of the Finance and Planning Committee. But I will also relay all the concerns. I am allowed to write an addendum to the National Assembly requesting for amendment. So any idea that has come out of this meeting, which we feel should be captured in the bill to become law, we will still do the same. Now, motivating companies so that they can give interns to fresh graduates, I think that's a good idea. We have thought about it even before, and I think it's something that we need to look at. My friends from the budget committee, budget directorate, Mwenda, you are here leading the team. Think about this. Again, without compromising also too much the revenue, balance off the benefits that we get in terms of economy vis-a-vis what we will forgo as revenue. This fund deducted from help, I had no idea what it is all about. I'm taking it up and I will find out with Higher Education Loans Board why they are deducting that money. Is it a fees or what? And if it is a fees, we can look at it, how much is it really? But it really means a lot to the individual students from the way you people clapped. You know, that's, and I acknowledge, in this country, you know, we have two groups of people. You have two classes of people. There are people who 500 is nothing to them. And we have people who 500 shillings means a lot. And I would agree with you, because I remember my time in campus. I could come with a university bus from Lower Kabete to town because I couldn't afford fare from Lower Kabete, Route 118. You come to town, then I walk from town to Kibra to look for my cousin who was just doing stone dressing, to give me 100 shillings to go back to campus, and that was my food full week. That was how my 4th year was. First year, second year, third year, perfect. 4th year, I don't know ni shetani gani ilikuja. But then, I understand you. And that is why I think as leaders, it is important we engage with the public. Sometimes we sit in our offices, we don't know really what is going on the ground. And I've been telling my friend here, Mwenda, I've brought you to a life you people are not used to. But you must get used to this life. You cannot sit on the 10th floor, 14th floor, treasury building, budgeting for Kenya, putting tax proposal, and you don't talk to those Kenyans. You must talk to these people. If you just listen, 500, Mwenda, what would you do with 500 shilling? I'm sure you drop 500 shilling in your room and you don't even remember it. You one day, you find it in your clothes and you find, oh, I had some 500 here. To someone, it is food for the whole week. Ama nasema uongo. So that is why this engagement is important. On the issue of ghost schools, I think the Ministry of Education is coming up with an IT system to make sure that the ghost students and the ghost schools don't exist in our system. They have done a lot of audit work, and I think they are still doing a lot to have a system in place. And it is not just this area that we are automating. We are even automating our payroll. Beginning, it was supposed to be from March. We were supposed now to integrate all the payrolls. And the Ministry of Public Service is on that. We want to cap and reduce wastage. On pay as you earn, let me explain this. This was a proposal from us. It was from the government. The President and I, we had agreed that there are people who are earning 30,000 and below, they should not pay tax. Those who are earning from 30 to 50 should pay reduced tax. It's not captured in the finance bill, but it is something Mwenda knows here that we are still considering if we could take an addendum to the National Assembly to deal with that, because it is a promise that we made. I know we are going to lose 35 billion. That is the costing that these people have given us. And we have war in Iran, which has disorganized our budget even further. And besides that, revenue KRA is not performing to the standard. We expected KRA to be collecting more on personal income tax and rental income tax so that we can reduce taxes on pay as you earn. They have not kept to that pace. But the President is very clear on this. I am also equally very clear that we want to give that relief to Kenyans. It has not been abandoned. It is something that we are still pursuing. So my brothers and sisters, musione ni kama tumesahau hiyo. Parliament is still dealing with the finance bill. Before they finish it, action will have been taken. On roads, Onyango, you are asking, President makes promises on roads. You know, what may delay the roads is one, lack of funding. Remember, when this administration came into office, all the roads in the country had stalled. Contractors had left. We had to come up with some innovative means of financing the road construction. And now all contractors are back on the road, and new ones. And if you are coming from Kamri, I'm sure you know that before the end of this month, I am launching that road from Luanda to Kanyakiamu through Osodo. If you are coming from Kamreri, you know that road is in your place. And it is going to be 12 kilometers to do it in 1 year. That road has been a nightmare for entire Kamreri people. I am now speaking you from, like, because we come from this, the same area, kind of, Homa Bay, Suba region. So Kamreri people are going to see the first tarmac in their life. The first one. The other one is passing through Kasgunga and Waundu. Hii ndiyo itakuwa tarmac ya kwanza ya watu wa Kamreri. And I'm sure they are listening to me where they are. And that is courtesy of whose presidency? William Ruto. 2 term. Lastly is pension. My sister, you have been right. I listened. And one of the things that was in the law on pensions is if you die and you leave someone to benefit from the pension, there are chances that that person would be taxed. So if, God forbid, your parent dies and you're the beneficiary, we are proposing in this bill that you get the pension that your parent should have gotten. Or your father dies and leaves the pension for the mother. Your mother should get that pension without paying tax. Because why should we come again and start asking you to pay tax on pension that is supposed to help you after retirement? Hiyo ni mbaya. Nimemaliza. Thank you very much. I want to really appreciate you, students, young people, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. I will continue to engage. In fact, next week, ninaenda kwa uwanja. Nitaenda Jivanji. Next week, nitaenda Jivanji. Niongee na bunge la wananchi huko. Vile nilifanya next year. Sio ni sawa? Sio ni sawa? That is what I promised to do. When I got into this ministry, I said transparency, accountability number 1. There is no secret document at the National Treasury. Documents are public. I will do that until the day I will leave this office. I don't know when. Probably I will leave the office and go straight to State House. Probably. So nataka mniombee nikitoka Treasury building niende wapi? State House. Thank you very much.
DJ? Upon. No, we are done. The panelists, you can line here with Waziri, take a picture. The panelists. Panelists.